Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Champions Way MMA. Another UFC card is in the books. UFC 294 just went down in Abu Dhabi. It was a great card. I said I would be honest, and I'm gonna be honest. I did get all my predictions wrong. First, Johnny Walker versus Magomed Ankalaev. I said Magomed Ankalaev was going to win. And unfortunately, this fight stopped pretty early. It was over pretty early because of an illegal knee. Kind of felt bad for Magomed Ankalaev. The guy can't catch a break. His last fight against Jan Blachowicz was a draw. And now tonight, we saw it as a no contest. I think the UFC should just go ahead and book them again for sometimes maybe later this year or early next year. I think that would be the right thing to do for those two guys. And then between Kamaru Usman and Hamzhat Chimaev, I did pick Kamaru Usman to win the fight. And that's not the case. So Hamzhat Chimaev won. And the main event, I did go along with Alexander Volkanovski promised to KO Islam Makhachev. Couldn't be more wrong than that. So anyways, but main reason, guys, and by the way, let me say this. So I have picked against Islam Makhachev in his last couple of fights or so, but I think I should stop. I should probably never pick against Islam Makhachev again. I mean, the guy is just as good as promised, as advertised. Now we know how good he is on the ground, his pressure and everything. But I think if we're looking at his last three fights, can we all agree that Islam Makhachev is actually a great striker as well, just as good as anybody else in the lightweight division or in the world? Yeah, I mean, he dropped Charles Oliveira before he submitted him on the ground. Then he dropped Alexander Volkanovski in their first fight, and tonight KO'd him with a terrible head kick. So the man is a complete mixed martial arts, and I can see him dominating the lightweight division for a while. I don't see anybody giving him any problem anytime soon. I'm gonna give Charles Oliveira maybe he comes back and avenge his loss. I'm glad actually Dana White said Charles Oliveira should get the next title shot. I think that's the right thing to do moving forward. And I'll be looking forward to that fight. But man, Islam Makhachev, we must agree. The guy is good. But anyways, I come tonight, guys, actually to talk to you about another fight. I want to talk to you about the fight between Kamaru Usman and Hamzhat Chimaev. Particularly, I want to talk about Hamzhat Chimaev. I felt like it's something that needed to be said, and nobody said it, and I thought I'm going to try my best to say it, and hopefully somebody can get the message to Dana White. Please get this message to Dana White. Now, before I go any further, let me say that I do have a lot of respect for the UFC in general, for Dana White in particular. It's a guy that I admire a lot, as far as looking at somebody who can take a business the way when they started with the UFC and to where they are. The guy knows what he's doing. He's as good as they come. And also the UFC, as far as combat sport going, they are hands down number one in terms of their events, in terms of giving the fans what they want, the fights they want, and also giving the fighters what they deserve. So I would say 98% of the time, the UFC fighter that deserves the title shot gets the title shot. Now, every once in a while, there are certain situations where some guys will, because of their drawing power, because of certain interesting rivalry and animosity, sometimes other fighters that are not too deserving may get a title shot. But I understand it. At the end of the day, the UFC is first and foremost a business, and they need to make wise decisions at the right time. But we must say, by and large, there is nothing. I have nothing to complain about the UFC at all whatsoever, as far as the fights that they put on. Been watching them for a long time. I'm a super fan of mixed martial arts in general, in particular the UFC. I pretty much watch all, So I mean, yeah, I think they've been doing a great job nothing to say, nothing, no shade to throw at all at Dana White or anybody. So get this out there. But nevertheless, I still would like somebody to get this message to Dana White from me. I believe Dricus Du Plessis should get the next title shot. Now, there's something Chael Sonnen often says when he's talking about fighters, and it's the fact that a lot of fighters are sitting out there. They're not out there making the case for themselves as far as who they should fight next or why they should be the guy to get the next title shot. And I felt like somebody like Dricus Du Plessis, I felt like if I were him, I would be all over the internet. I'll be talking to everybody and I would be making the case, because he doesn't actually, Dricus doesn't have to make a case. But again, in the fight business, there are other aspects why some guys get certain things versus some other guys. And I think he is the rightful number one contender, but we need to understand also when a guy comes with so much interest, so much drawing power, like somebody like Hamzhat Chimaev, who certainly draw a lot of interest in the world in general, on the world of fighting. So you need to understand those kind of things, and then to make sure that you always put yourself out there. And I think, yeah, that's one thing that I can say. But I feel like the reason, so to make my case, it's when I look at the fight tonight. So if we look at Kamaru Usman coming in as a welterweight on two losses, on 12 days notice. So I would think somebody like Chimaev, who, a guy is being, the number one contender is being passed on so they can give you a title shot. They already said that the winner of this fight was going to get the title shot. And probably that's why nobody even mentioned it, because Dana White had already made the statement that would be the case. So I guess people think that was a foregone conclusion. So nobody said anything. I felt like Chimaev should have made a statement. Now, I did watch the fight, and I do believe Hamzhat Chimaev won the fight. Because I saw certain people out there saying that they believe Kamaru Usman won. I don't believe so. I did predicted before the fight Kamaru Usman would have won, but I think Hamzhat Chimaev actually won. But it was a barely get by decision. It wasn't a definite. To me, again, if you're coming in especially when there is a clear number one contender, because nobody can tell me how you would beat Robert Whittaker and not get a title shot. And we can go even further, how we would destroy Robert Whittaker, because Dricus Du Plessis didn't just get a win over Robert Whittaker. He destroyed Robert Whittaker. And it wasn't like a lucky shot. It was a systematic, well-crafted performance. He systematically broke down Robert Whittaker and KO'd him. So, I mean, he is by far the most clearer, the clearest number contender you could ever had. However, Hamzhat Chimaev was promised if he won, he would get the next title shot. But I felt like he should have come and make a statement. And to me, he didn't make a statement. I would think to most people, he didn't make a statement. He did get by with a win, but should that, and again, I understand his drawing power and a lot of other aspects, and also Dricus Du Plessis was offered his title shot, didn't take it. I think there was some issues about an injury. I don't want to talk about that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not his coach. I don't know. But apparently he may not, he might have done certain things that maybe some people in the UFC wasn't too pleased with. And but we must say, Hamzhat Chimaev is not a drama-free guy. Just 2 fights ago, he messed up a whole fight card just because he missed weight by like 8 or 10 pounds. But I understand some guys, even if their drama doesn't necessarily affect their star power, because some people are just drawn to them. It doesn't matter what happened, and I don't think that really diminished Hamzhat Chimaev's star power in any way. So I'm not saying for a lot of reasons, he's probably deserving of a title shot just as well. But I think The really right thing to do would be to get Dricus Du Plessis the chance to fight for the title next. And I would love to see Hamzhat Chimaev at least fight one true middleweight, one of the guys in the top, before he gets the next shot, especially if he's actually, as I heard on the post-fight press conference, that he might have injured his hand. If that's the case, let him heal, let him get better, and let Dricus Du Plessis, unless Dricus Du Plessis himself is injured and unable to fight. But if not, that's not the case, then let Dricus Du Plessis fight next for the belt, and let Hamzhat Chimaev recover. And then, but anyway, so this is my opinion. I would love for you guys to go to the comment section below. Let me know, who do you think should get the next title shot? Is it Hamzhat Chimaev or Dricus Du Plessis? And please, guys, share this video and subscribe to my channel. And I can't wait to come back and share more, talk to you more about MMA. But for now, I wish you all a great night.